the second canon book. Star Wars. Tarkin. Yes. Star Wars, Tarkin. Alright, so Tarkin is pretty much the story of Tarkin. You know, the guy, the government official in Episode 4 of Star Wars. Tarkin was always a character in Star Wars Episode 4. You didn't really know much about him. All you knew is, this guy is a boss. The one character who kept Darth Vader in control. Think about it. In Episode 6 of Star Wars, you had the Emperor. He would tell Darth Vader to do something, and Darth Vader would just ignore it. Whenever Tarkin said for Vader to do something, he actually did it. He knew who to listen to. That just shows how awesome he is. Really look at the Star Wars trilogy. The first Star Wars movie, the main villain, really, you think about it, is Tarkin. Episode 5 is Vader, and Episode 6 is the Emperor. I made a point of that in the book. In the book, the three most powerful people is the Emperor, Tarkin, and Vader. Okay, let's delve into this book. Tarkin, the book really is about him rising to power, just like Emperor Palpatine in Plagueis. I just mentioned Plagueis, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Darth Plagueis. I just mentioned it, so if you have not checked out this book, and if you're a die-hard Star Wars fan, you need to check this book out right now. Why do I mention Darth Plagueis' book right now? The guy who wrote this Tarkin book is the guy who wrote Darth Plagueis. Though this is probably not canon. Well, it probably is, but we don't know because we still don't know what really canon is right now. James Luceno did in Darth Plagueis. He delved into a character. We only heard the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise. He learned his origin story, how he became Lord of the Sith, how he trained Palpatine. And James Luceno brings that influence he did in Darth Plagueis into Tarkin. Cool. Star Wars isn't just about Jedi versus Sith. You bring in a guy who's as smart as Tarkin, and he's just a cool character. He doesn't nothing special about him. He doesn't have his Force abilities. He's not a Mandalorian. He's not training all these gunways. All he has is his brain. And that's what makes Tarkin a cool character. Cool about Tarkin, as a child, he went through a pilgrimage to become a man. He was born in a off-world planet, and eventually he rises through the ranks of the Republic and eventually becomes Grand Moff of the Empire. Palpatine, we see the Emperor, and the Emperor is really cool in this book. He talks to Vader, and he tells Vader, look at us three, me, you, and Tarkin. He says, all three of us, we were born out of the places that no one would expect us to. I was born in Naboo, you were born in Tatooine, and he was born in Eriadu, which is the planet Tarkin was from. Three planets that have no real significance. The planets that mold the people into what they are. What's cool about that is, it's referencing Darth Plagueis. So is Darth Plagueis canon? I hope so, because this book is awesome. I hope this gets turned into a movie. What's cool about Tarkin is he knows who he is. At the end of the book, this isn't a spoiler, he tells a guy, he's like, you're just an evil guy. He's like, I'm evil, I'm not evil, I'm heartless, but when I'm in this place, I'm who I truly am. I had to learn to grow up. This is who I am. This is what molded me into who I am today. Also, we see the Emperor. The Emperor turned the Jedi. This is what's one of the coolest parts of the books. He has turned the Jedi Temple into his Imperial Palace. That's just cruel and awesome as the Emperor. He's like, now that I've destroyed the Jedi, I will turn the temple into my palace because I'm the Emperor. Also, Vader. We see Vader. He's not the Vader we see at the end of Revenge. So he's like, no. He is clearly Darth Vader we see in Episode 4. And what's cool is Tarkin's like, who is this guy? I think he's Anakin Skywalker, but I'm never going to tell him that because he'll probably just choke me out, which he probably would because he's Vader. Cool is we also see Vader accepting his transformation as Darth Vader. Whenever Palpatine, he's telling him, it's like what I said earlier about him growing up on Tatooine and how hard it was, Vader just completely deflected that. He's like, Anakin's over. I don't want to deal with that anymore because it's just who he is. He's a depressed character. That's what's cool about Vader. Also, we see a little bit of the Emperor's plan. The plan of the Death Star is just to squash all rebellions, and so he can completely destroy the light side of the Force. He believes if the light side of the Force is destroyed, he will become an all-knowing person. And that's a cool, interesting idea. I hope that we see more of that in the future books, comics, or even the Rebels show, or whatever happens after Rebels. Guys, if you have not checked out Tarkin, I suggest you check it out. It's a really good book. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to love it. The book is not that long. The book is it's only like 270 pages or something. I think it's like 260. It's not that long of a book, if you really think about it. So, another little quick thing, it also connects to Clone Wars. I didn't know Star Wars Clone Wars, cartoon on Cartoon Network, but it had Tarkin in it. He showed up in 2 episodes, or 4 episodes, because they are technically 2-parters or 4-parters, whatever. First episode he shows up in Citadel, and that's whenever he is rescued from a prison by the Jedi. Then he shows up in another episode when he's the prosecutor to Ahsoka in like the end of season 5 of Star Wars Clone Wars. Could be why Vader doesn't trust Tarkin to begin with, but eventually he trusts him because he accused his Padawan. Maybe Vader's still holding to Anakin a little. Anyways, this was a great book. Good characters, a good story. It was a great origin. I want to see another cool evil book. James Luceno. I would love to see James Luceno write a book about the Emperor between episodes 3 and 5 or something. That'd be awesome. I'm giving Tarkin a 4.6 out of 5. It was a great book, and you should check it out if you're a Star Wars fan, or listen to it, whatever suits your boat. Or flash your ship, because it's Star Wars. Have you read Tarkin? And what'd you think about it? If you have, comment below, let me know. Tell me what you thought. Did you know I have a Facebook fan page? Go to www.facebook.com/darfeasy. Click that thumbs up button to stay updated to everything easy. And if you like this video, click that thumbs up button and subscribe to see more. Too easy.